good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this great, wonderful, wide world. How's everybody doing today? It is time for another command post. All right. All right, gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Hey, glad we're here again. I mean, this has been strange that we've been able to live stream now 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, with the tank duel last week, and then
Yeah.
it's pretty. Yep, definitely.
But it's good.
Rob, how you?
Me? I've been
How
better.
you doing?
You may know I'm growing a lot of chilies this year, and I bought myself a little weeny sort of short greenhouse thing to put me because space is now becoming a problem. Bending down, standing up, bending. I've done my back in. I can't walk, so I'm stuck in this chair now. I can't do anything. And just to prove, look at that beauty. Look at that, grown from seed. That's jalapeno. This is a stable hybrid that is slightly bigger than the normal jalapenos and slightly spicier. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to do. I've had to stop the recording beneath the med because I can't stand up. I can do this because I've got a swivelly chair. So I hope I don't have to go and get to the little boys' room because I won't be able to get up. So that's why I've got an emergency bottle down here.
Oh my gosh!
No, I'm joking.
All right, did I not hear? Did something happen to Cardboard Commander? He said he's not in the ICU. Everybody's asking how he's feeling. Did I miss that? I mean, I've been
I just saw it just recently and reached out to him and absolutely glad to reach out to you, and I hope we'll be praying for you and hope you're doing better. But he went into the hospital and I think if I put it in, and Jerry, you could correct me in the comment, I think it was bacterial meningitis. But thankfully it seems like he is on the mend and doing better. So
that's weird. Have you got a spate of that over there at the moment? Because we have.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
Yep, that's what it was. Okay.
We have over here, yeah. We've got a spate of meningitis over here, type B, which is the one that the injection that everybody has doesn't seem to work with.
Interesting.
But, I think it's under control. Hold on.
Yeah. Stupid dog.
I couldn't figure out which one of you's dog was it?
Oh no, mine's a dark, deeper voice, and since he had his bulging disc, he can't get down the steps, so he stays on one floor level.
Okay.
So I kind of don't mind that.
Jerry, get well soon. Don't you dare get ill. Don't you dare.
Definitely
get well soon.
Definitely.
So what have both of you, have you played anything recently, Tony? Yeah. Okay, he's gonna go get it.
Well, I'm as you know from last week, I've now got it set up, started recording beneath the med, but had to stop because of this bloody dummy back. I've been suffering my back since a teenager. That's rugby for you. So I only have to bend down awkwardly and it goes. But I did get that at last.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So it's a lot of quite a few sort of
there's a lot in that box. Yeah, they've been putting a lot in those Men of Iron boxes.
So as you know, me and Tony and you yourself have played the Norman one, but yeah, we love a bit of Men of Iron. So easy to solo as well.
Yeah.
Tony, what have you been playing?
I had Napoleon, the Napoleon Wars set up. And I got through, I was having hard motivation just getting to play it. I finished up the first turn yesterday, and it's been 2 weeks, and I just finished the first turn yesterday.
Wow.
And mainly because I've been wanting to play something else because something else came in the mail.
Oh, okay. New coin game.
I've got to wait another couple of months for that to turn up over here because it's coming on a slow boat.
So I was like, okay, well, I've got some time today, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Let me know how you get on if you want to do that live as well.
Yeah, they don't have a Vassal module for it yet.
Tell them to get their finger out.
Yeah, they're working on that. But I started with the Uruguay because it's the one that's the farthest. I'm going to do them kind of chronologically. And I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually a little more puzzly than what it is right at the beginning. And the nice thing is no matter, it's a 2-player, both of you play no matter what. whether who's first or second. It's quite. I would say if you want to introduce the coin, this is probably not a bad one.
How's it compared to the other little mini one, the British
Same
way?
idea. Same idea. You flip. You don't have a card that you're looking ahead. You just flip the card and you react to that card.
Nice little maps and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. And since there's 4 different ones, and there is a campaign type one. It's like, oh god, what's it called? It's like Reagan's.
Yeah, Koi. Yes. Okay. When I say here, yeah, it's my part of the world, shall we say? My part of the world. Yeah, it's not the whole. It's not the whole of UK. It's isolated to where certain things happen.
So you combine 2 of them to create the Reagan resisting Reagan scenario. So when you do that, you combine 2 of them, and you kind of run both maps at the same time. El Salvador and Nicaragua at the same time. And so you actually, whoever's the government on both of them, and then you have the rebels on the other one. So it actually plays out pretty well. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But you play them individually, and they've got some recommendations.
I'm sorry. I've got to interrupt. I do beg your pardon. I'll get you going in a minute. But Jerry just said he's had some games sent from a subscriber, one of which is at any cost, which is the one I'm blooming waiting for, and GMT won't reprint it. You swine, sir.
Only for the cost of shipping. Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky man.
You are. That at any cost Mets is the one I'm waiting for, old Herman's.
But
the blind swords.
What I forgot. What company did he say picked it up though?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's either Legion or Revolution. I think it's Legion.
Okay.
I think
you're right. I think it might be Legion. Yeah.
I don't know why they dropped it, GMT, because the amount of people wanting it,
it actually didn't make its pre-orders. That's why they dropped it.
It sat there for ages.
Buggers.
So yeah. 6
oh
games
my!
17. Yeah.
Now I have been so. Unfortunately, I've not really been able to play anything outside of when we played Tank Duel last Sunday, which we won't say how badly we fared in that game. But it is what it is. We learned, and more like we got crushed by the designer. And
I wouldn't say crushed. I think I was unlucky again with the cards. I'm never unlucky like Tony's lucky turning over cards. When it's a card game or card-driven game, I'm never lucky with the cards. I've got the ones I wanted to get. It's a bit like Commands and Colors. I never get the ones I want to do the stuff with, as Tony knows. So I think there was a little bit of that going on, but also I think we had to sort of ease up because it was the command post versus.
So we didn't really want to overwhelm our guest or anything.
Exactly.
Okay. We were being courteous and
yes. Okay. We could have had them like that, but no, we decided.
Yeah, it's not good to let the guest lose. We got to win. So
that's right.
I just spilled something. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, so I haven't really been able to play anything, but I did decide, I've been playing a lot of Roman games, a lot of Roma Victrix games specifically. So I decided until, at least according to the GMT newsletter now, that Thunderbolt will be releasing next month. At least they'll be charging for it at the beginning of next month. So probably get here, I think, late April, maybe early May.
I would say May, probably more or less.
Probably really. May. That I decided I'm going to switch gears for a little bit. And so I'm setting up Normandy 44 to play.
Yeah.
And I tried it once. I had a hard time trying to figure out, so I'm gonna try again. And I love the map. I mean, I got the mounted map with it too.
Yes, so you should. Yes, that's
which is great.
Box with it then.
Yeah, which it's kind of strange. I mean, I was glad they gave us a 3-inch box, but even with the mounted map, like you still have like a whole extra inch of box left in there. So doesn't matter how you organize it. There's plenty of space in here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But for as we before we get into kind of the general rest of the show, is that usually sometimes we like to have every once in a while some topics to discuss. So like last week we had a topic to discuss about deep diving into our own games. And normally, as most people know who watch the show, that we kind of go in and out of different topics as things come up in the chat. But this show specifically, we wanted to do as well is whatever topics comes up that you all want to talk about, we will talk about. We want to discuss it with you because we are one community. It's not just us three talking to each other. We do want to talk to you all. That's why we're here, because we want to talk to you. So let us know what kind of things that you've been wanting to discuss and or been ruminating about and in the hobby and smashed. Oh my gosh. And we'd love to chat about it with you and kind of get your thoughts and kind of discuss it together. So yeah,
Nate, have you ever decided a career in politics?
Yes, and cast your vote for.
Yeah. Follow on, you off to PunchCon? I know Thomas is.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be coming up. Ruff's going to be doing some. Hopefully, your back's better by then.
Well, I'm hoping it's better in the next day or two. Otherwise, I've got so much to do. Recording. I've got to still pull up some. I'm chili. You don't want to hear about chilies, but I love it. But I still got some videoing. I want to get back into it again. Oh, you can't make it. Yes, but Thomas will be there. So we'll just make fun of you that you're not there, and we're having a great time.
Yeah, Cardboard Commander. I saw that you had finished Italy. Was it 43? Mm-hmm. What did you think of that? Did you like it? I watched Wise Guy History's review of it, and he said it was very grindy, which matched with real life. The Italy campaign was grindy. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I know I saw him play. He's been playing the big Battle for Normandy Deluxe Edition. The big monster.
And my problem is I saw all those counters and I was like, what the? I'm like, how can you keep track of any of that? I mean, they're like 5 deep and, on both sides between. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
It looked glorious.
But it's an old school game, so I suspect you've got piles of counters on it, being sort of a remake of the other one. Dave, it's a shame you can't make it.
Yeah, that game, Battle for Normandy, is a battalion level game, so that's why. And I think it's only 1 mile is the hex, so it would make sense that you could only fit so many men into a mile.
Yes, right.
But
I don't know. I'm like, I love the look of it, but I'm like going, there's no way you can physically play that game.
No, I ordered it and then cancelled it, thinking I'm never going to play the thing. I mean, Wise Guy Nate has got a huge table that he can play it on. So,
well, he couldn't fit the whole thing in. He has to go to Vassal to play it.
Oh God, that's zoom zoom. Oh yeah, I can't be doing with that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love the idea of having a big monster Normandy game, though. But yeah, the space, the table.
I wonder if anybody were playing that one at PunchCon, because there's a monster room which they set aside for the big games, and that's a new one out, isn't it? So I wonder if anybody would be playing that.
Well, when you go, I'll have to ask you to specifically go in that room and tell us what's in there.
Well, I'll try and do a bit of last year. There was issues because the Wi-Fi and the 5G, whatever you call it, was sort of flipping backwards and forwards all the time. So, yeah, right. So I'll have to see how it is.
Okay.
Maybe do a test one.
Okay. So what has everyone in the chat, what have you been playing recently? Anything interesting, anything really fun, or anything that you played and you hated that you'll never play again, that you're going to sell off? Is a slog. Italy 43 is a slog.
That doesn't surprise me. If it was
No.
smooth going, then I'm like, there's something wrong. They didn't do something right. So
Yeah, I'm sure it's fun.
Some
the
people
one
might
thing
like the
I
fact
did
you've got
I
a
did
slug-
forget to mention was that me and Mitch finished our playthrough of our scenario for last 100 yards, and
Oh.
I had to switch from going for the objective to trying to just kill enough of his units, and by doing so, he killed enough of mine to push us over the threshold limit on that. So yeah.
Yes, Dragon X. Yeah, I saw the interview. Yeah, we got to talk. Ruff and I got to talk to him when we had the war room. What was it? Last year, 2 years ago?
Just a figment in his, little glint in his mother's eye. That game, we had a chat with him.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Oh, okay, Dave. Yes, Battles in the East. So there's a new one out. It's not a boxed game. It's an S&T. It's called is it S&T or is it World at War? I think it's an S&T. Is the Operation Winter Storm, which is the attempt to relieve the Stalingrad pocket in December 42, and it's in the same series. I'll be curious to see how that game does because I might get that one.
Yeah, I mean, somebody it asked because I'm wishing past. There's so many people in the chat.
Oh,
I ordered Infernal Machines and then cancelled it. I now regret it. But Doodlebug, if there's a copy at Second Chance Games at PunchCon, I may well get it because it's only about 25 quid. It's not very expensive. Not going to be a lot in there. It's going to be charts and tables and a little map.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay, I have this one. I still have not played it yet. I need to at some point. That should be fun.
Got to try that. Maybe I'll get a chance at PunchCon if Tweez is.
BTS?
He plays that, and you might. We're deciding what to play because he's got Friday and Saturday free, so
sure.
We might. Well, certainly Friday, so we're deciding what to play.
There is one. So there is a game that I came across yesterday that sounded really interesting. Let me see if I can share my screen. This is strategy and tactics. This is called CENTCOM Persian Gulf 2001 to 2003. Now, when I saw it, I thought, like, wow, okay. Like, I remember seeing the news for the invasion of Afghanistan, the invasion of Iraq over 20 years ago, and now it's in a game. So, but this is a solitaire game where you play let's see if I can find the better picture. There we go. So where you play the U.S. forces in both theaters, and you're trying to manage, I guess there's like commitment points like that, like political and military assets of trying to finish your objective in one area while the other one pops up, and you want to try to handle that. And can you balance both before the game runs out? And I guess the game goes to 2003, but then there's an option to extend it to 2005. But it's just interesting to me. I mean, that like we're now living far enough out where now we're getting war games on things that we watched in real time.
Weird. Is that the one? That's the one with General Blackhead in it, isn't it? Sorry, Schwarzkopf.
No. That was 1991.
I know. I'm older.
Okay.
I'm joking. I just wanted to get my silly thing in. Sorry.
Storm and Norman.
Yeah. See, I'm a bit older, so I remember that one as well as this one. So yeah,
I don't know.
Again,
I'm still playing. I'm trying to play through stuff I already have, but 20 plus years is wild.
Yeah. It whizzes past. But again, a magazine game. Who's designing that?
Joe Miranda. He does.
He's good. He's a hit or miss designer when it comes to those. Sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're questionable.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, they're worth a risk. Let me put it to you that way. With
that map looks different, and you have to balance both sides of it. But again, how much is the magazine getting on for $40? Is it
$40 to $50?
Yeah. No, thanks. No,
it's one of those where
that's me, by the way.
And, I mean, this could be a whole topic for an entire show, but like magazine games are interesting in that, like, they allow publishers to do games on topics that normally don't qualify for a boxed game.
Mm-hmm.
And you can try out new things and see how it goes, new mechanics, things like that.
Well, if you look at most magazines themselves nowadays are running around $15 to $20 a magazine. So you're actually getting the game for about $30, which,
not bad.
I can see that. So if you like, it's like you're not really going for it's not like you're going for anything particular on that. Like, it's worth the risk. It really is. If you want to go, if you don't think of it as, if you don't like the magazine, then don't bother with it, because then that's $50. But I found reading the magazine actually helps get you into the mind frame and into a little bit deeper into the game. The few magazine games I've played, I actually have read the magazine and the articles that related to the game.
Yeah.
And it made it so much more
kind of gives them their zone to play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's, of course, if the game is
playable.
Good. Yeah. I've had a bad experience, more than once with a magazine game, and I know Stuka loves them because he likes to tweak them, but I'm not paying $50 for a game and then tweaking it.
Sure.
Dragonox wants to try Warfighter. I've done the first video I ever did on the channel was Warfighter World War II. I've done a couple of them, so have a look. I get what you're saying; it's daunting, but once you play it, it isn't anymore.
As long as you don't have the universal rule book, it's actually not that bad. If you have the universal rule book, forget it. Go to BGG, download the training book. That's the best way.
There you go. I've got that downloaded. I've not looked at it yet. Yeah,
it's really good. They do a great job, and there's one for each game. So it's not like they don't have the universal one anymore, because nobody was doing that anyways. Nobody's going to send World War II squad down to fight. Well, it'd be kind of cool, but to fight modern stuff, or
which you can do in Warfighter if you so wish.
Yeah,
you're not going to go around trying not to make any noise in World War II, are you? So it's that's a good thing. I forgot about those. Get the training manual from BGG, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a great game.
I do. I loved it. It's fun. It's a blast.
I keep looking at it down there and think, shall I put that on the table next? So I think, no, I've got many more.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with me and Lock and Load is with what was the game? Fields of Fire, where there's no map. So I can't, it's hard for me to visualize an abstraction, so to speak.
You did it okay with Atlantic War, which is very abstract.
That's true.
I know it's got a map, but it's abstracted. You'll get used to Fields of Fire with only Tony with the cards. You just do after a while.
Tank Duel is very abstract too. Like you don't actually see the tanks moving around.
Yeah, Coke Tool all right with that?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Remember, he used to not play any solitaire games, and now he does.
Yeah, all he talks about is solitaire games.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of them all. That's it. Sell them all. I'm done. No more solitaire games.
That is true, Ed. That is true. There is plenty of game in the core game, in the base game. Don't need to go mad and buy all the expansions unless you want to. Plenty of game in the core box.
Yeah, you do. You really do. Yeah. So.
He has dangerous.
This is a lot of war gamers, by the way.
Yes. Yes, that's why I had to stop, because I've got 2 big boxes full of cards. I haven't got any of the new games, Vietnam, Mediterranean, North Africa. I haven't got any of them because I've got enough to last me a lifetime. Good question.
Rough.
Good question. I was so disappointed in the Arnhem volume that I've now refused to buy it, the next ones, until I've seen people who know what they're talking about tell me otherwise. So I'm hoping it will, because it's got a new designer. It's Compass, so who knows? But yeah, I'm going to wait and see what other people think about it before I spend 140 quid on another game, which Arnhem's just sitting there. It's not being played, which is a shame. So that's my answer, Ian. If it makes any difference, wait and see is my advice.
Yeah, that's my thing on that one. So this is true, although they're bloody hard. The battle packs, they add the most.
Oh, the battle packs are bonkers.
But they're bloody hard. They are hard.
But they're good fun.
Yeah.
All right, there's another question for Ruff.
The designer.
It's short.
It wasn't the original. It wasn't the original designer.
No, Correct. It wasn't Ross.
And he's now left Compass.
Yep. Correct. To go ruin another company.
Yeah.
In their games. So
I've heard good things about South China Sea.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
I think it was Gilbert Collins had a video out recently about that, which looked interesting. Oh, very cool.
If you don't know anything about Tank Duel, come and watch 6 people murder it, but having fun at the same time. Go and see what it's all about if you haven't played it before.
And if you watch carefully, especially near the end, I think I think we were live. I don't remember of what the potential of that system moving into later on,
which would be a blast. I will admit that.
Be very cool. Very cool. I don't want to say it because I don't remember if we were live or not at the time.
Yeah, we were live. Yeah, we were live.
Yeah. Well, unless you're giving secrets away, you mean?
Right. Of course, Ruff, just like he did with Herman a couple of years ago, he already knows everyone's secrets.
I do my research. I've got my spies out there. Got a lot of paid assets.
Oh, Ross is in the chat. So
Ross,
very cool.
So
the Hinkles have designed it from a place of love.
Excellent, okay. Excellent news. You shouldn't have said that now because PunchCon is going to cost me a fortune. But great to hear, Ross. Great to hear.
And we were live. Just think World War I is this guy. Yep. Thanks, Bert. Bertatelli. Yeah, so good. Glad. Hey, and Ross, I loved 1 and 2. I have too much stuff. I don't know if I can get into that third or fourth game. I actually have the second game. Now, apparently somebody on BGG actually created scenarios to make an actual campaign for the Arnhem. Using the stuff. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Ross, your system, that system is great. It's so much fun.
Have they redone the rules?
Yeah, I think so too. I think somebody's redone them.
So. I was so disappointed, But
basically, it's the same system that it uses the same rules basically, but there's probably some.
There's some differences. I think it was the scenarios as well. So,
the scenarios were the big part on it.
I know they were the Hinkles were on a recent Compass interview thing, and there's now a series rule book. For combat now. So I think if I remember correctly that there's a combat coming in Paper Wars later this year on the Easy Company assault on Breakcore Manor on D-Day. And I think that's where the series rulebook will be included with that as well. So that's where probably I might try combat.
That would be worth getting to get the series rulebook printed up already, so to speak. But yeah,
until they tweak it again.
Fantastic news! Fantastic news. Not for my credit card, but for lovers of combat! ! Fantastic game. 1 and 2. Get them.
Okay, thanks, guys. The campaign is 10 scenarios long, so more playable. Rules have been tightened up. All good.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I saw actually, what was it, yesterday? Circling back to a little bit for magazine games. So Decision did, what was it, last year? I can't remember. Anyway, they did 4 World at War magazines called the Campaigns in Europe, which was updated the War in Europe maps. There were 4 War in Europe maps from the old SPI games they had updated, and then they did like new operational scenarios for them. They were very cool. And then they did an expansion pack for them, which I got as well, which added like 15 more scenarios and more counters, things like that. And but they just released, thankfully, now the game as a series with a series rule book, which was cool to see. So you don't need each rule book for each game to play. Now you can just have one rule book and one scenario book, which is cool. So it's more of, it seemed like they're kind of taking the success of the magazine games and finally kind of morphing it into its own like edition, if that makes sense.
Anybody know which is better? Yes, that one. Anybody know?
No idea. Never played either.
They look.
They
I've watched videos on the South China Sea, and it looks really good. But I've not played it. So
you can end up not actually having any combat. It ends up being a political struggle. From what Kev was saying, I don't know if that was South China Sea or if it was the Indian Ocean one, or if I'm thinking a totally different system. But I know it's got some like prep stuff, and you can end up not actually having a war. I think is one of the options. It ends up possibly happening. Just depends on certain choices and stuff like that.
Or you mean, or like, isn't it like you can position your forces as almost like a posture to get what you want, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Rattling your sabers, sort of thing.
Yeah. What are we talking about today? Well, whatever anyone in the chat wants to discuss today, that's the topic for today.
And we have been talking about.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, we've talked about what people are playing and what we think and all that. Not that what we think matters, but there you go. Nice with you. But anyway.
and Ruff's growing chilies as well. There he is. There's his plant.
That's what? No, there's about 33 of them in these size pots. So I've run out of room. So I had to get a little greenhousey thing outside. But of course, that's done me back in getting. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. I'm so proud of that. So proud. From seed. This is just one of them. I've got many varieties growing. Loving.
Oh, 3-hour show. Oh my goodness.
We've done a few of those. They weren't. Oh yeah.
We've done them.
We've had to go to intermission about halfway through.
Yeah, we have to have a comfort break.
Yep, absolutely. I have never played any of the No Retreat games.
No, I haven't. No.
Have you played them, Tony?
I played. Well, I have a bunch of them. The one I actually played was the Russian Front one, which I think is that the original one, but it's the GMT version of it.
I think it is. Who's the designer on that?
Carl Paradis.
That's it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yep.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yep.
Which
so I think Russia was the first one, and it started with VPG games, like way back when VPG was something. It's a little more on the interactive side. I don't think they solo very well, if I remember right, because there's cards involved, there's some chits involved. It's okay. It's a little different. So that's right. Russia was. Yeah, I figured Meandering Mike would know these answers.
He's got everything that ever was published. He's got it.
Oh, and Dragon X ordered it. Cool. Let us know in the Facebook group when after you play.
Let's get some photos. That's interesting.
I know Carl Paradis, Sound of Drums had just released their Carl Paradis's what's it called, Battle Commander, which is a Napoleonic battle game. It's all of Napoleon's battles in Italy.
Sound of Drums, though, is predominantly Napoleonic games, though, isn't it? Sound of Drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Sound of Drums does also do the, like, what is it? Assault Sicily.
Oh,
So
it's
that-
those guys as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
the great big box things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Which they're I think they're continuing to do them. What is it? Assault. They're redoing Assault 41, and then Assault 43 Sicily.
They're
Yeah.
normally at PunchCon, I think. So I might go and have a wander over and see. Show us your big box stuff. What's this all about? You know.
Apparently,
But
they
I-
also have a cooperative game called The Great Escape, where you try to get out of, like the movie, get out of the Luftstalag.
Is that cards?
I don't know.
Oh.
It does not say in the
I've
description.
seen a sort of card game where you put down a map and you have to try and escape.
Oh, it says each turn you have action points, and with these action points, you dig tunnels, move your pawns, or collect valuable resources.
No, it's not the same. It sounds a bit more complicated. It sounds a bit more involved. Don't. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Your secret's safe. We'll keep Sturm. Don't worry.
Well, I guess if you do get, I guess, their upcoming Great Escape game, then you can always play the movie soundtrack while you're playing the game.
Oh, I want to get. I'm gonna. It's just to do with. Shut up. Just to do with nostalgia. It's the Colditz. Escape from Colditz.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Play that. So many times as a kid. Fantastic fun. Calling Appel. So they all had to come into the middle again, and oh dear. Anyway, if you played it, you know what I'm talking about. They sort of tarted it up as years went past, but I'd like to get one of the original ones. But of course, that's got a great big Yahtzee thing on the front of the box.
Right. That's cool that he was Dragon X2 were helping develop those games. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I do. I say, you think you got it bad, Mrs. R? Look at this guy.
Yeah, that's at least yeah. Oh, I've been trying to figure out how to just kind of organize. I think I'm actually going to go through and be productive and actually say, okay, I'm not going to play this. This I need to get rid of. I've already done it once, and I just don't know if I can take much more out of my collection, do anything. I don't know.
But to be fair, we had this discussion, a couple of years ago on the War Room about not buying so much. And somebody suggested play 3 buy 1 or something like that, wasn't it? Or something like that. And we ignored it, of course. But now reality is, reality is kicking in. I just have not got. I don't know. It's dribbling in. Like all I got this time was this and the Mr. President update kit.
Yeah, that's all I got 2 out of that order.
That's all right. That's like crikey. That's a big update. You know, they might have just put the map in and the counter sheets, and you'd have got the game again. You know, is that? I mean, that's all I got.
I remember way back in the dawn of time when it was like every week, both of you had a big box to unpack. You know, like I got this week and this week. You know, as the particularly rough shelves began to get filled out more and more, and the books then came off.
It was the only problem is, hopefully, when I get moving up there, if I got room, Mrs. R says she's not going to have enough room. You're not, even if you go up there. We'll see. I'd like to get my war books out again. My non-fiction. The only ones I've got down there, you can just see them. That's all I've got. So I've got some great out of print, sort of war non-fiction books. I've got a naval one written by a commander during the Second World War. He wrote a book that's no longer available about the tactics of the Royal Navy during the Second World War and what. So that's just things you can't get anymore.
Yeah. Well, I still remember when. Let's see. Scale. I have one, and once I can't buy until. Huh?
Yeah.
So basically, you put all your unplayed games on a shelf, and you can't buy any till you pull that game off that particular shelf, play it and put it someplace else. Then you can put something in there.
Yeah.
Not a
They
bad
they take up a heck of a lot of room, don't they? Scale models, if you're building planes or tanks or whatever.
Yeah, some of those boxes are huge.
Yeah, and they're dust gatherers. That's the thing. You've got to be so careful. Get your little paintbrush out and just brush them, and all that, or put them in domes.
Impeached.
What?
That is a bad presidency right there. 8 months into year one. Oh man. No, see,
That means not only was he impeached, he was removed as well. Because just because you're impeached does not mean you're removed.
That's correct. I still remember when it was people's goals that I was going to remove the books off of my shelves and start putting games. And I said, nope, that's not happening. The books stay. And when you know it, the books are still there. The board games are in the closet, but the books are there.
They're all on the floor,
They're on the floor.
under the bed. Yeah, under the bed, on top of the wardrobe. But the book, yes.
That's right. You walk in my house, you couldn't tell that I play war games whatsoever. But if you look in little nooks and crannies, there's a board game right in there.
Yeah, I have stopped. I have been very good. I've got some non-war games on order. That I love my non-war games, as you know. But I think I've got the one that Tony showed you, the little mini coin thing. Because I'm not a great fan of coin, to be honest, of the main game. But the little mini ones, I like the little maps and the fact that you just turn over a card, bang, and play it, sort of thing.
Yep.
So I like
the
that.
British Way looked really interesting to me. I don't own any coin games, but that one piqued my interest.
They're good little games, and the other one, the sort of what do they call it? There was a series that was based on coins, the Virginari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yes, that was part of it, and the Robin Hood Guest was another one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only one I got. The others didn't appeal to me, but I've still got to play the Mars one. The only real coin game I've got is the Mars one.
Is the Mars one. Yeah.
Well, I remember you were so excited for that game.
I'm so excited for everything, and then something else turns up or life happens. So
shiny.
You wait until down the road you've got kids or you've settled down. Things happen. Jobs are given, and you've got to do them. Otherwise, you don't earn any brownie points. And happy life, happy wife. That's. No, I'm blaming her, of course, because
understandable.
She can't. She's got her headphones on. Great.
So that irregular. She does not have her headphones on.
She doesn't. She says no. Poor old thing. She's suffering with some sort of lurgy. She's lost her voice. It's wonderful.
You can film. You need to film as many videos then.
Yeah, well, I can't at the moment. It's back because I've started and I've had to stop. Let's get back into it. I'm getting moaned at, you see. But yes, Irregular Conflict series, yes.
The Red Dust.
Yeah, Red Dust Rebellion. Oh well, I mean that's understandable.
But that's only one of the 4 maps. That's only one.
That's where he comes from. I feel the same about the Troubles. Games about the Troubles.
I saw something that I don't know if they're actually publishing that or not.
Really?
Some people have brought up some issues about it.
The one that's set in the sort of 70s.
The Troubles. Yeah,
they brought out the one before with what's his name? I think. The guy that was behind it in the 1900s,
20s, right? Like the early 10s and the teens and the 20s, right?
Yeah, so my mistake there, Mike. Yes, he's got excellent hearing.
What was the reason for? I mean, if it's pulled, what's the?
If it because of the topic, because of how it's approached and how it's like people are gamifying.
It's one of those things. You either gear it that you're on the Republican side, or you gear it that you're on the British government side. Yes, and whichever one you choose is going to piss off the other one. So it's also very. I know there's other conflicts, and Mark Herman's publishing a game for a conflict that's going on at this moment. But yeah, it's for me. I grew up with it and the horrors of it. So yeah. And Dragon lives in Cyprus, so I can understand him not thinking, no, thanks. Yeah, it's so that's interesting.
Oh, okay. So it is coming out. It is coming out in June. Okay, building. Okay.
Right, okay. Well,
yeah, I had just read that there were some people that were like talking about how you could glorify some of this stuff and how the gamifying of it is glorying it, and like the designers actually said no. This is actually how you learn history is by doing these things. And yes. Yeah.
No, like everything. Sorry, like everything. Footfall will see if it's a success or not. How many people buy it? There's nothing. You should not publish a game, but people's purchases will be the factor for that one.
So, for context, there's 2 games about Ireland that is coming out from Compass. There's the Troubles, which I don't know about the status of that, but there's also the game about it's called The Great Hunger, about the Irish famine and the 19th century. So one is coming out in June, I guess. So, I mean, that could be a whole topic for another show. I mean, I understand people's feelings about gamifying topics that particularly they have a personal experience with.
And that's my only reason, that it's close to home.
Thanks. Get better.
Get some rest.
Yes, get better. Don't you dare.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, so Dave, it's a bit close to home. Yeah. And it's recent in our sort of okay, so a couple of 3 decades ago, 4 decades, 8,
that's why, like, in some sense, when I was doing some research on World War I a few years ago, when I was in grad school for masters, that there were some historians talking about that we're now basically able to really deep dive into studying World War I because everyone involved with it is dead. And all the emotion is gone. And it's the being too close to the topic is gone. You know what I mean? And so you can be, as a historian, you can try to get rid of as many biases as possible or any influences that could influence a more objective view. So yeah, it's interesting.
Same with the English Civil War. Not many of them around now.
Well, you would remember, right? You remember?
I knew that would come. Yeah, Dragon, you cheeky monkey. Well, I'm doing all right. I've got all the gizmos. I've got the lights up. It's actually where the game room's going to be. A little corner. I've got my little shelving unit with the lights on, proper growing lights. The only problem is I had to close the blinds there because they're left on for 16 hours a day, and they go off at 2 in the morning, and then come on at 8, and then go off at 2. People think I'll be growing cannabis. So I have to turn the thing down so they can't see the lights going off on a regular thing.
Yeah, you could be like Onslow. You remember when he had to wear that helmet as the
Well, you see, the problem is with that, and Ian knows this because I think he's from my part of the world, that there's 2, you're either a roundhead or a cavalier, depending on a certain part of your body. I'll say no more. And having said that, I'm a cavalier. Anyway.
That's like other parts of the world. It's you wear green or you wear orange.
Yes. Man. Yeah, this is it. So you have to watch it. But that's why, we do get sun, and they only need, I could go into it, as long as it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius, we're okay.
20 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's Celsius.
Yeah. I was about to say, wow, that's yeah.
Ice chilies, yeah. So
ice chilies.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, these have come. I know I'm boring everybody now, but Mike, these are a hybrid, stable hybrid by an English grower called Chili Chump. I get the seeds off of, and they are supposed to be slightly bigger than jalapeno, than the normal jalapenos, and spicier. So I've got a few of these. So I'm gonna make pickled jalapenos, which we love, and cowboy candy with those because they're not too spicy.
And if you take out the ribs and the seeds, you can control the spice a little bit. Even
they all go in. They'll sod that. I've got piri piris, I've got cayennes as well. So the heat there for the sauces, which I'm going to be making. Anyway, moving on.
Now, I do have a question for you, Tony. So to switch gears for a second. So, how far did you get in the Absolute War game that you played? The Carl Paradis one, the Russian front one.
I got through 2 turns.
Okay. And is it any similar to his No Retreat?
No,
game?
No,
It's
no,
totally
no,
different.
no,
Okay.
totally different. Totally different. You can think of the area because because it's the Absolute War is area control with the hexes. The only hexes that are there are the major cities, so it's area control. It's not really that. Well, all of the No Retreat system is hexes. So yeah, they're totally different. Playing the cards is kind of similar because the cards have benefits to them. So that point, yeah. But there's a lot of games that are like that where you can play a card to help something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Ken,
All right, we're going from our tomatoes and butter and banana sandwiches now to jalapenos.
No, but Ken's saying, look at the one above. Ken's saying that British jalapenos taste like they're jalapenos. They taste like jalapenos. For God's sake, Ken, get a grip. Get a grip. Yeah, good point.
I get where you're going with that, but then again, I'm also there's a little bit different on that one, but
there's some nuance.
Yeah,
and it's important to
nothing is ever like yes or no in most cases. Everybody wants to make things black and white, and 90% of all things are not.
Everything is gray.
Everything is gray. Well, yeah, I mean, I would say not everything is gray, but I would say that there is definitely a lot more nuance in things than people would like to say.
I think it's a personal matter.
I believe this.
Yes,
I believe this, and because they actually used it, if I remember right, to train.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
I mean,
they didn't, did they?
I'm sorry.
Crashing into the Twin Towers. Gee,
I think so. Yeah, I think
that's a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think. Wow. I know that there are.
Stop trying to redeem yourself, Ken.
There are topics that no game covers, video or board game at all. So, like an example would be the Holocaust.
What? Too soon?
No,
I'm joking. Yes, you're right. Quite right. You're quite right.
That like the only one that I can think of was there was a Call of Duty game where one of the main characters in your company, whatever, is Jewish and gets caught by the Germans and sends him to a camp, and you go and get him out, and you see the horror of the camp, kind of thing. That's really the only thing that I can think of ever seeing it, and I think it's appropriate to try to be as sensitive as possible.
Yeah, but
discussing and showing something. I mean, part of it is like, I don't know. I'm thinking out loud while I'm talking, so excuse me. Is like, for instance, if you've ever gone to like the Holocaust Museum in Washington D.C., like one of the most impactful rooms is you walk in and it's just shoes.
Yeah,
and it's very, very impactful. It's important to see that. But it's also important not to kind of really inundate yourself into the nitty gritty.
But aren't games supposed to be entertaining? If you want the history of a certain horrific incident, you read a book, watch a film, watch a video, go to a museum. I'm not sure that horrific part of our history needs to be put into video games or board games,
Right.
because it's the other one, of course, I suppose, would be the slave trade. Let's do a game about the slave trade across the Atlantic. Of course not. Sure. Of course not. Read books.
Actually, so here's the interesting thing. There is a game about rescuing as many.
That's the underground one, isn't it?
Yes, the Underground Railroad.
Yes.
Yep. Or is it? Yeah, but yeah, it's all about saving, and you don't save them all.
Yeah,
it's kind of like you play it, and it's more, to me, it's more of an education game. It's not a actual game experience; it's an education game. But it also shows how hard it was for them to actually rescue a lot of them and get them across the northern border. I've played it a few times, and it's kind of humbling. Every time I play it, I learn something new, but it's also humbling in that aspect at the same time. You're like, because you want to save them all. That's the thing. You want to save it on. So
I had the same. I know it's not the same thing, but it sort of is, because people died. The similar sort of thing is Herman's Dunkirk game.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
You want to save them all, but you can't. And you
have to make hard choices.
That makes you think. So I think they have a place, but some subjects certainly should not even be touched.
Stalin if you do disappear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually,
let's move on. That's a bit depressing. Let's move on to something happier.
Yeah, let's end that. Yeah. So, but no, I get it. I wanted the game just to see a little bit more on that. How things actually went and things like that. Like, what was the things? So,
well, and the Troubles is definitely not a topic that's discussed in America.
I think that was why I was interested in it, because it's not like the Falklands War. We don't talk about that at all, and I am like very, very interested.
No, because
hey,
Todd, how's it going, mate? Because again, I'm well into that, because I remember watching it on the telly as a young man, thinking, the yomping across the ground with the old Marines. There was some, things that made you a bit sad, but it was a great. I know it was done for political reasons again, mainly, but it's a great, the Brits we love, and there's still veterans alive today that were there, of course. So
of course we had the one guy, and I'm mad because I forgot his name.
Chris, Chris.
He actually got me onto the 3 Days of June, the book, and he was on because he was there. So and
unfortunately he passed on. So and weirdly, Tweez got his wife put some of his games, because what you're going to do with all these games, when we go, put some on eBay. Tweez bought them, and it was actually Chris's games. So
that's cool. Do you have Game Screen?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I couldn't pass it up. The only game I don't have on the Falklands that was actually like a bigger one. All right, William, that's enough. Let's end this. The only one I don't have for that is Where There's Discord, and I've heard some horrible things about that game. Like,
okay. That's like a huge game, isn't it?
And it's a waste of space. There's a lot of waste of space. Okay, thank you. Yep, we're good. So it's got this huge map, and you barely use any of it. The counters, it looks great. The counters
look great if you can get a copy and pay
that's the other thing. Honestly, Mrs. Thatcher's War is the best one, I think.
Fantastic game.
I love it. It's because both Where There's Discord is a solitaire game. It's also one of those things where I can't wait for the new Fields of Fire to come out that has the Falklands, because it's the British. So I'm ready for that one.
For over $300 on BGG.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you talk to anybody, even Kev, like, just yep.
Look, I'm going to try and get up now.
Thatcher's War is not broken. No, it's not broken. No, that one beat me up pretty good. No, it's where there is Discord is actually that.
Get this. Get this.
Yep. Yeah, that one's good. That one, they actually do a really good job.
Except it's banned in Argentina.
No, it isn't. It's just a PR stunt, and it's great. It works.
Like even he doesn't have where there's Discord. It's too expensive. Yeah.
No, there you go. But this, and some lovely person got me this and bought me this. Didn't you, darling? Yes. Yes, he bought me that.
To make a game based on the Sahara with Bogart tank crew picking up. Oh, yeah, that would be actually British Tank Ace is. Oh, I guess that's actually taking it out though. So yeah, I have that one wardrobe. I've been playing that one too.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah. Yep. That's the only one I haven't got.
Version. But yeah.
Speaking of lock and load, I mean,
oh yeah, cheers everyone, lock and load.
So, but so it's interesting because like I'm really like I don't know. I'm starting to. I've got to get. Maybe I'm getting my mojo back after getting Guerrillas, the Guerrilla Generation out here and starting to play that because I'm like, oh, now I want to play more. Like I think I was just in a rut. Like I still have Napoleonic Wars set up. And I'm gonna keep going, but
it's a good one.
Like, this is the other part too. Yeah, you have to find a few battles where there is actually some actual, like the 3 days in June book really shows how much the Argentinians fought hard in that during those 3 days, but it was still almost not.
Well, fair, I think it's not the fact that they fought very hard, but they weren't as experienced as the British troops that they were fighting against. And I think they respected the fact that they were fighting hard.
And from what I've read, they've come back, they've gone back, like this book, the author actually has gone back to Argentina, has actually met with some of the, veterans from there. It's kind of like Vietnam and how a lot of the Vietnam vets actually went over to Vietnam in the 80s and 90s to reconnect with Vietnam and actually went to certain places and talked to
same with the the sort of pilots during the Second World War, Battle of Britain, when they could after the war. A lot of them met up.
I love the cover that Newsweek had for during the Falklands because that was the same time as the movie coming out. So The Empire Strikes Back.
You can't help but get a lump in your throat. You know what I mean? Yeah, he got his own back, didn't he? Yeah.
That would not surprise me.
Oh, no.
I would actually buy that one. I would buy that. I would buy the game just to play that those scenarios. Yeah.
Because as a non-Brit, as a Anglophile, Tony, you quite like the Falklands War as a part of history. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's an interesting. Well, I think the conflict by itself is interesting. And how they justify stuff. And I see a lot of it throughout history of how countries justify taking over or wanting certain territory. Yeah. Although why you would want the Falkland Islands when it's just
it's strategic. It's like the other ones we're giving away to Mauritius. Okay. They're very strategic. If anything happens, they're in certain places you can put forces on to zip out everywhere. Zip out.
I gotcha.
Yep. But if you want to watch it, it's okay. It's what's the name? Meryl Streep film.
Oh, the Iron Lady.
Plays Margaret Thatcher. Well, it's okay.
I hate it.
If you're not sure what's going on with the Falklands War, have a look at that. Give you a nice sort of introduction to the. The conflict.
She gets the look and the voice down. I will give her that.
Yeah.
But I hated that movie. I remember I went and saw it. I was by myself in a movie theater, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "This movie sucks."
Why is that?
It was the way that, from my understanding of the movie and my understanding of her and her administration, they made her seem like as if she was almost always on the edge of senility throughout the entirety of her political career.
No, she was. Oh, was that the one where? Yeah, it's the one where they sort of flip forward, where she's gone a bit senile, and
and she's like in a grocery store, and she doesn't know
exactly what she was doing and why she was doing it.
Of course, Yeah, I think Hastings was a journalist that was in the Falklands at the time.
Hastings is an awesome, like, if you get a book from Hastings, you can't pass it
He
up.
has been
It's
much
good.
maligned. He has been much maligned by other historians
Mhm.
over the years. But I remember reading his Cockleshell Heroes book. Great fun, if that's the right word. It was an entertaining read, So
Yeah. I mean,
which is where the idea of the SBS came from.
He has a book on World War II spies and ciphers and things like that, which I have, which is cool. I always find spies and espionage warfare in World War II really cool.
That's an interest. I've got to see that game. I got to see that movie. I don't know that movie, but
unfortunately, it's got Jason Patrick in it. But if you can look through that,
I mean, to be honest with you, that would be a cool. I could see that being a solitaire game where you're kind of like you're having to flip cards or roll on charts to find out if you run into something. Yeah,
maybe Greg can do something with that, because that seems like right up his street. A single tank. Yeah.
Halfway through the movie, Fury.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We haven't done that.
No British history today?
We
There's
haven't
not
done
a lot,
that.
to be honest with you.
Would you like to share it with us?
Yeah, it is one of the very little things going on. Will take a couple of minutes. For some reason, on this day, there may have been things happening yesterday or tomorrow, but on this day, 28th of March, we have 1809. There was some stuff going on, in the Roman times, but people were attacking people and taking over the kingdom. Not battles and war so much. Lots of political stuff going on. 1809, the Peninsular War. France defeats Spain in the Battle of Medellin, which is in South America somewhere. Crimea War, 1854. France and Britain declare war on Russia. And then whiz forward to you guys in 1862, American Civil War. In the Battle of Glorieta Pass, Union forces stopped the Confederate invasion of the New Mexico territory. The battle began on March the 26th and ends today. And 1917, the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, WACS, the old WACS, was founded. They were Britain's first official service women. 1939, Spanish Civil War. Generalissimo Francisco Franco conquers Madrid after a 3-year siege. And this is a good one for us over here. Gives you a lump in the throat. 1941, World War II, first day. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, well, it's this one and there's the other one. First day of the Battle of Cape Matapan in Greece between the navies of the United Kingdom and Australia, God bless them, and the Royal Italian Navy. During the battle, Swordfish and Albacore torpedo bombers from the British aircraft carrier HMS Formidable and land-based fleet air arms Swordfish from Melim, Crete, damaged the Italian battleship Vittorio Veneto and heavy cruiser Pola, slowing Pola. In the pre-dawn darkness of the next morning, British battleships catch up to the damaged Pola and the 4 ships accompanying her, the heavy cruiser Zara and Fume, and 2 destroyers, and sink all five ships with gunfire. Lovely. Not for the Italians, anyway. 1942, Operation Chariot. British commandos destroy the U-boat base at Saint-Nazaire. The destroyer Campbelltown rammed the dock gates at 20 knots with 5 tons of explosives on board. This was the only dry dock capable of servicing the German battleship Tirpitz. Such was the damage, the dry dock was rendered unusable for the remainder of the war. A German ship trying to cut off the British commandos as they made their getaway in fast launches was sunk in error by German guns. And 1945, Germany dropped its last V2 bomb on Britain. There we are.
Oh,
Raiders of Saint Nazaire is one of the games I'm desperate to get, but it's such an expensive game.
Is it ever going to get redone?
It's supposed to be like Tokyo Express is by is it Compass again?
Okay.
Yeah, I think well, I can get a map printed and the counters printed, that looked like 19 whenever it was 80s, whatever it was published. But yeah, that's one of the games I want, along with me Tokyo Express and Patton's Best and all that, all those sort of group of games, great games.
I also wanted to comment. I was waiting till you were finished. I had to double check the Battle of Medellin, as you mentioned, that happened today in 1809. The against France and Spain.
Colombia?
It was not in South America. It's in Spain. It's the Peninsular War. It's in central western Spain near the.
Yeah, that's why I thought when I read it and I looked up where it was, and it sort of come across with this.
Yeah, there's a city called that in South America.
Ah, that's what I was getting confused about.
Battle site is in Spain.
Yes, of course, Peninsular War. Yeah, that's what was confusing me. But there we are. But yes, thank you.
For my book, I don't see him here today, which is too bad that Nordic is not here, because a long time ago on another stream, Nordic had asked specifically for a book on a book recommendation on ancient Mesopotamia. And I said I would do that, and then I totally forgot until today. So I hopefully he'll see this at some point, and we can see the book. But the book is Handbook to Life in Ancient Mesopotamia. So it is a little bit of everything, of like geography, archaeology, language, architecture, sculptures, economy, how they transported stuff, everyday life, a little bit of everything in this book. And I mean, there's pictures, some. Oh yeah, there's cool drawings, but Nordic, if you see this, or anybody else, if you're interested in ancient Mesopotamian history, this is the Sumerians, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Elamites, the Akkadians, a bunch of different people groups down in there. Is it written in cuneiform? Yeah. Actually, I remember when I was teaching this at the time, and a few years ago when I was teaching high school, I would have my students write their name in cuneiform, which was fun. And then every once in a while they would use it to sign their name for a paper or whatever. But yeah, so cool book. And if you're interested, it's I think it is available online. I have the cuneiform edition totally.
I like Dragonox's comment there. Have you colored them in yet?
I've colored them in. Yeah, that's next week's show. I'm going to do a live stream of me coloring it in the whole show. Oh, man. I mean, there we go.
Just read the comments. Yeah, it's good. You got anything, Tony?
Not really. I've been kind of out of it. I got great bowling stuff if you want a bowling ball.
It's not good enough, is it? Not good enough.
I'm having to go deep into this bowling since I'm the head bowling coach. I really have to. That's a lot of what's been taking up my time.
What is it? 3 holes. Stick your fingers in. Hold it like that.
Well,
run
you
up.
can also do 2 holes without the thumb, and then you can do one-handed. You can do two-handed.
But basically, you're just running up and then letting it roll down a path to hit some skittles.
Yes.
No, that's not what you do. What you do is you sit down in front of it and you just chuck the ball down.
Oh, you got those little ramps.
Natalie is at curling right now. I went last week. She is loving it, absolutely loving it. And she's doing really good at it. So she's gonna miss next week, and then the next week's her last one, and I'll be taking her to that one. So we will not have a show. But hey, speaking of the next show, we're gonna have a next show next week.
We are?
Somebody had to go there.
Yeah, he's
'Cause
doing it. He's doing
Yorick
a
would have.
Nordic.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love it.
Are you telling me
Oh,
that-
Ian, that made my day right there. That is
You're
hilarious.
telling me the less educated people than Ian and yourself, that is cuneiform, is it?
What's
Yes,
that?
that is cuneiform. Yes.
Uniform, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, there's different types of it.
Oh,
Ian,
I know. He's always got
don't
games
start him
coming out
off.
soon.
God's sake, jeez.
Oh, see, Gen Chaos was a curler. Like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. How did he even do that? I'm impressed too.
Maybe he has a cuneiform keyboard.
What is it? That's
don't ask him what it says. Don't.
yeah,
ask
that may
him.
not be a
Don't.
we might get banned at that point.
No.
We may not be able
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Yeah, no, now she loves it. She finds it very similar to a lot with bowling, with balance and stuff like that. So, and I agree with her. So I've watched enough of it that I was making comments to her. I was opening up the door and be like, "Hey, you're doing great guard." Like, because she was the lead, she was the first one off. So the first one off throws out a guard. She did a great job. So, but she didn't throw it hard enough the first throw, and then threw it too hard the second throw, and about the third and end, she finally got it down.
I'll have
So,
a phone call.
so
That's like whenever I bowl, the first game that I bowl, I'm terrible because I'm getting used to it again, and then the second game I do a lot better.
yeah. So I've been taking Alex because Alex is learning, is training up. So we've been going about twice a week. So I've been going twice a week. So I've actually been getting my skills up as well. So
All right, so did you get chewed out?
No, that's my son saying he's coming home, and I said sorry.
Ooh,
No, he was going to stay over to at a friend's.
cold,
He's now coming
cold
home.
shuffleboard. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see there's a bit of skill in the old curling with the old
Yeah. Yep. So
and how hard to sort of let it go. You want it to go hard enough so it gets up there, but not too hard. It goes past the thingy. The scoring. It's a scoring thing, isn't there, at the end of it or something? Is that right?
Yep.
And you want to do it enough. So when they do this, that
It
just
helps
gives it
direct it.
enough, gives it enough to move on. Does it turn it as well?
Yes, it can, depending on how you brush it. Yes.
Oh,
A lot of
yeah,
times
I
when you're
can
brushing
see-
it,
I
you're
can
trying to get to
see
go
there.
straight.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see.
Yeah,
but
no,
I
it was the police. Christoph says it was.
wanna-
Oh my God, I need to watch this movie again. I was talking to the head coach. It is not appropriate for our students to watch, but it is hilarious. So yeah. Anyways. But yeah, no, so that's where I've been going to, and I think I've finally gotten it out of my system. So now I can start focusing on my war games again and getting back to it. But yeah, I just haven't had I set this up. I think I've wanted to set the Guerrilla Generate. I've had it for about a week now, and I've wanted to set it up all week. I just have not had a chance. And then I finally was like, I'm setting it up today. Before the show, I'll get a couple cards in. Sure enough, and I'm loving it. I'm like sitting there. I have to play it too. There's not like a solo system to it, so you have to play it two-handed, which is not a big deal because you're not planning much ahead. It's just you're kind of reacting.
Yeah.
But I'm like going, okay, what do I do now? Like, it's the rebels. They're the first up with the initiative, and I'm looking, going, I don't have enough troops out. I can't expand because there's a control and then there's expansion mechanic that adds more units, but you have less. You can do less. You can only do so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, oh, this is more like like most coin games. You kind of get the mechanics once you've played one. You kind of understand that. You just kind of got to learn what each thing does. But yeah,
I mean, I was the same with you. Like I just have not had a chance really to play anything over the last week, 2 weeks, probably. I mean, I've just been busy typing page after page, defining Latin terms. But I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna set up and just at least get it set up. And every once in a while I can come in and do a turn here or there, just to have something out, that can occupy my mind outside of typing.
Yeah, because you can't and you can't like how do I want to say this? You can't just focus on the typing the whole time. You actually do
No.
need to
Yeah,
like
I've
really
fried my brain after a while.
yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to define terms that the English translation definition is not sufficient, and you have to expand on words that are very precise today, but were very imprecise back then, and were very loose, and so you have to expand a lot. What does that mean, and everything, and oh my
The
gosh,
US must have given up.
What?
It's probably the way they work out. It's probably all
Soccer
the
game.
European players. No, it's not. It's soccer. So yeah. No, if it was a hockey game, we would have won.
Mhm.
But a lot of times when they do the friendlies internationals over in Europe, they just use the European player, the European US players. They don't ship them
Mhm.
over from over here. So that might be it. So.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're rubbish at football anyway. So you're good at baseball
We are.
and American football, but football. No, I'm sorry, you haven't quite got it.
Rubbish.
I'm joking. Good grief! If I get any hate mail, the hate mail.
I hear you. I hear you, Dragon X. That's my team. The Red Wings are my team, and they were doing so good until this month. Yep. Oh, I grew up with them. So, yep.
Well, I am. It's kind of interesting how today's show that doesn't really have a topic has veered from war games to jalapenos to curling to bowling to movies to a little bit of hodgepodge of everything
That's
thrown
what
in.
makes it fun. We'll turn into Aardwolf soon. don't
Yeah, I was
worry.
about to
Oh,
say,
no.
look, Airwolf was like 5 minutes on
Which one
topic, and then it goes off the rails.
Yeah.
So,
Which one of us is going to be Dan?
I think we're all Dan compared.
We're all Dan.
There's only one
Oh, we love
Aardwolf,
you, Dan.
We're all Dan. Yeah. So, but no, I've definitely gonna like I've got that itch to get like it's like sitting right here and I'm like looking over and I want to get back to it because I'm like I was
Yeah.
really enjoying it. And it's like I said, for as small as it is, a small footprint, not a whole lot of rules. And then I'm also taking my time with it. So each card, they actually have the history and the background for each card and where it comes from and stuff like that. So you can actually
I remember that. Hey, category Soleil. No, I'm right with you. Like, I know that, like I've said a number of times, when Thunderbolt shows up, probably in May, like that's going to be my jam for a good long time. And that and the First Man in Rome from Thin Red Line Games when that comes. So right now it's like I just want to play something, and yeah.
I'm looking forward to Thunderball turning up. That James Bond
Thunderball, yeah,
Romanesque adventure. But I know nothing. I know nothing about the era, so I'm looking forward in a different way to you, Nate. That I know nothing about it. I'm coming in sort of with a clean slate, so to see what I think of it. So
at least you know it's set in the ancient world, as opposed to Hexy, who thought it was about a plane. You know, the Thunderbolt plane. That's what he thought it was about.
Yeah.
I have not played the District Commander series. No, I have not.
I hear good things about that.
I have two.
I think Kev has played it, hasn't he?
I have no idea.
Unless I'm thinking, I'm sure he has. Anyway, they'll let me know if he has or hasn't. But yeah, I've heard good things about it, but don't know much about it like the rest of us.
Okinawa, I've not heard of that solo game.
Where's that?
Right below.
I think it's one of the newer ones from like there's an Okinawa, there's Iwo Jima. It's
that the
Worthington Press, I think.
Worthington, the little box games.
Okay.
Yeah, is that right? The little weenie boxes.
Yeah, It's
Yeah.
either that one. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up Worthington real quick here.
Yes, Worthington. Yeah.
Forlorn, that is a good question.
Well, you see, well, let me get that up for you. It's
I mean, like an example would be like, I love my favorite sci-fi theme is Star Wars. So I love Star Wars Rebellion. That's it.
we know what it's. You can see there is some sort of things which go on planet
Yeah.
Earth now. Yes, and
I
I
mean,
love
there-
sci-fi games.
It's politics and war in a different galaxy that
So it
sure
doesn't
has some influences from, because it
Has
was
some
made during the Cold
parallels.
War.
Yeah, has some because otherwise, how are you going to? No matter where you go in the universe or whatever timeline, whatever alternate universe,
Right.
there's going to be conflicts, and there's going
Right.
to be them, and there's going to be those. And
Yep.
but I love
But
sci-fi.
I love Star Wars Rebellion. It's such a fun game, especially. I mean, I'm a decent Empire player. I'm terrible as the Rebels. Like,
Well, I
trying
wonder
to-
why. It's that sort of take over the world.
That's right.
Take over
Crush
the galaxy.
opposition.
I mean, I love me Space Empires 4X. And again, you're doing nasty things. You're trying to take over. You're trying to, fight off the enemies and all that. Yeah, I love sci-fi games, and I don't think you
Michael,
should
I have the
much
expansion. I
notice.
haven't played it with it yet, though.
I've not played any of those Star Warsy games. The only one I've got, which is more like a sort of smuggling thing, is Outer Rim.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's the only one I have. Again, love them.
Love a good Star Wars game.
Yeah, well, I love a good sci-fi, love a good fantasy, love a good sort of The other sci-fi one, of course, is Nemesis.
Ah,
No political things. It's aliens against humans.
yes, it is. Cat and mouse hide and seek. Very much, and I'm terrible at the hiding part. I can seek out and find really, really well and crush. But
Obviously, a lot of people play it, and in the chat,
yeah.
So, and I've not played it.
Now
Yeah.
I will mention.
Because you can play as Han Solo in that. So yeah. It's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I assume Star Wars Rebellion with the updated combat. Yeah, the expansion has updated combat rules. I have not played. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. Me and some friends wanted to get the game down, the base game down well before we added more. The combat is a little wonky in the base game. Oh,
Interesting. Again, I've not heard of that.
I have. They've been talking about it, and
It's one of those been talking about for years.
yes, and it is actually MMP that's talking about it.
Oh,
It's not
right.
actually like a
Well, it
third
would be if it's based on ASL, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now,
I believe I could be wrong, but
if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was in the GMT newsletter that their Space Empires that's getting a digital version on Steam, that they changed the name
Oh,
from the Steam version because of
Oh,
I think there was some naming issues there. I think it's Space Imperium or I have to
is
look
there
it
a
up.
game called that
here's
already?
that-
There's many.
by the way, that Okinawa here, this is that Okinawa game that William was talking about. I found it finally. And it's by
Oh no, that one. Oh, God.
Oh, okay, I've seen this.
yeah, that's right. It's a card game. You can get it, you can't get it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about the little box again. It didn't
Yeah,
click.
no, they didn't have one for that. That's why I was
This
looking.
is a fun little game. Now I
Yeah,
know
it
what
comes
you're
in a
talking
VHS
about.
box. Yeah.
Yeah, weird. It was one of the solo games of the month. They do them every month. I mean,
Yeah,
the only other one
I've
I
actually
got-
looked at some of their games, and they're actually pretty cool.
The only other one I got is that.
Nice.
It's faithful. But the other ones, they're either too cartoony or they're too this or they're too that.
They actually have a Empire of Rome one that I want.
Yeah, check them
I
out
saw
because there
that.
might be. Yeah, they do them every month. This guy just every month gets. And
Yeah,
they're not
Rome,
too
Fate of an
badly
Empire.
priced.
And actually, they've got an upgraded version, and you can buy them. You have to buy. It's like it was like a one-time thing for getting the actual physical. You can buy the print and play, and it's pretty cheap. But like the new deluxe-ified version looks awesome. Like it really looks awesome.
Oh,
But I'll
sorry, I
tell you,
missed-
it's one of those card maps. I don't
Of
know
what?
if you can handle
Sorry.
it. Hey, it's a
Tony,
card
I'm
map.
sorry,
It's
what are you
not a real
talking
map.
about?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I'll shut up in a minute. What are you talking about?
Rome, Fate of an Empire. It's
Yeah.
one of those games in a VHS
Right, I'll
box.
shut up now because I now know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But they actually did a deluxe version of it.
Ah,
So
sorry to interrupt there. I just didn't know
Yeah.
what.
No, that's fine. I did want to mention, and I shared it so people can see it, that you were talking about Space Empires just a little bit ago. Yeah, there's the digital version of Space Empires, which is called Space Imperia 4X. That's on Steam, and you can play the demo actually right now. It is available to download the demo. It's coming out in June.
Why would they change the name and do this?
I
if
think
it's
there
Space
was-
Empires?
I think there was an issue on the digital copyright of the name itself.
So
I
it's
think
GMT still bringing it out, is it?
yeah, it-
still, yeah.
Oh, right.
It's probably one of those things where it's there's probably already a Space Empires, another
I
digital
think so.
version of the game called
Gotcha.
that, and they couldn't do it. So yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like the War and Peace digital version. There was already another game called War and Peace, even though the board game is a lot older than the video game, but the video game was first on
Yeah,
Steam,
yeah,
so they had to
Gotcha.
change it. So yeah, so if you like Space Empires and you want to play it digitally, then you can do it on
I'll
Steam.
tell you what, I bought American President digitally, and I've had a lot of fun with that because I've had you can just get right into the game. You don't have to worry about the setup or anything like that. So
Interesting.
that's why the board game was based off
Ah.
of the video game. So yeah.
Right.
That's kind of like
I'm sure Thomas will be sending us the files very soon. And that's the Speed Kings.
okay.
I dare, sorry to interrupt. I dare say that Thomas will be bringing along some stuff under his arms for us all to play that at PunchCon.
That reminds me of that, like the Europa Universalis video game was originally a board game that was then turned into the PC game, and then it got turned back into a board game.
Weird. They're doing that a lot, aren't they? Bringing out board games of video games, and yeah, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
I still have not. So I have it. I just haven't played it. Have not played Skyrim, but I saw that there's a Skyrim board game.
Yeah.
Which I watched a review of it, looked interesting. But I mean, I've heard amazing, wonderful things about the PC game. So that's true. The digital spreadsheet simulator, that's basically all the Paradox games are that.
What it's Asteroids the book. Yes. Well, it's not Asteroids, it's Space Invaders. Is like from the falling skies or whatever it is. It's the same thing. It's Space Invaders. I'm like, why would I want to play Space Invaders on a board game? It's Space Invaders, and they're like, oh, but it's. I'm like, no, it isn't. Stop. Stop.
To be fair, I think they've added some other bits and pieces.
Yeah,
to
they
it,
have, but
to be
no, don't be fair. Come on now.
all right, okay.
it's the same game. Yeah. Except for you just don't have to have a computer or a screener anymore. So, like, yeah. Well, it doesn't surprise me that we're getting a lot of computer games going to board game or analog versions now, because there's this whole idea of going from digital to analog again. Like, there's a big push to get CD
CDs
market.
My son's the same. He likes his vinyl. He's one of
That's because
vinyl sold $1 billion last year.
Yeah.
And it hasn't done that since '83, from what I've heard. So yes, so
it's because there's a move in the video game world where basically you don't actually own the game that you buy. You own a license to it that they can revoke at any time.
It's the same with Magic Online. Magic, you don't own the cards that you buy. You don't.
Which is just profoundly stupid, to be honest. And
but Magic the Gathering Online, the original one, I think I've still got an account somewhere. You bought cards and they were yours, and you could trade them and do all that sort of thing. But this new one, you don't own anything. So people spend hundreds of dollars a month on it, and they don't own anything.
Yeah, they're actually, so there's a lot of like MMO games and stuff like that basically they've stopped supporting the games, and there's like this stop killing games movement where after the digital game it only goes for they only support it for so long, and then it just dies, and because they don't want to put the money. So there's that. And honestly, I think I like the tactical feel, and I know that like the American president, I know that could all happen, and I do own the actual physical copy, and I know it was fun. It's just I don't want to set it up.
But if I play it, I'm going to set the thing up and then say to Mrs. R and the kids, "Do not disturb. I love you, but don't disturb me. I shall be some time." Because that's what that's you've got the game, set it up, beautiful thing to behold.
Well, and that's the one thing that I think why board games have become very popular. Again, over the last several years, it's physical, but also you own it. It's yours, and you can do with it what you want. Kind of like how it used to be in the video game PC world, where you bought a PC game and then there was like a bajillion mods for it to edit whatever you wanted in the game. But nowadays, a lot of things are getting locked down, and it's not yours, and a lot of people just don't want
you used to have the actual physical CDs to actually you had to have the CD to actually play it. The CD-ROM to actually play it. So I like the options for the digital, because sometimes like American President takes forever to set up. Forever. But with the computer one, it's boom, up and you're up and you're playing. But I still every once in a while want to set that up. I just got to have two tables, 2 6-foot-long tables to actually set it up, because it's that big.
Yep, and that is true. That if there's something broken, you can just change it right then and there.
Or you don't like the rule, you change it because it's your game. You can do what you like with it.
That's right.
Tabletop games also come without a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, you don't like that dice roll? Just throw the dice again.
The only thing they do, of course, is they bring out like expansions, and also like Mr. President sort of updates, but that happens very rarely.
Yeah.
But yeah,
once you find if there's a rules update or something like that, you can just get it. Like it's okay. I can either write it in or print out a copy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. The setup sometimes is part of the fun of the game. Of just
it is for me.
All set up.
Putting it away isn't, but setting it up.
Yes, yeah. It's like I get done with the game. I'm like, I gotta organize this.
Now, do I go back and put it away properly, or do I just do that? And
into
put it
a big gigantic bag of like. I bought a ASL module, and they did that. It was 3 bags. It was the Beyond Valor, so it was the Russians and the Germans, and all they did was throw all of them in 3 different bags.
Oh, you have to sit there for 3 hours to sort them out. Yeah.
I was like, oh.
TTS, I have it. I have not fiddled with it yet.
I've got it. We've done it. It's great. It's the nearest, in my opinion. This is my opinion. It's the nearest thing to actually playing the board game, if you like, because you get a 3D thingy.
Okay.
If you like, that's it. Yes. I've trained mine. I've trained my William.
Yeah.
They know now not to go near that. I go no, and they look around and go. You can see on their face.
He has a 6-foot by 4-foot high definition monitor and can see the board.
That's great. You don't have to whiz around everywhere. That's fantastic.
Nice. Category Sorrel, I agree. Like Vassal is, I've started to get more into
Oh,
it,
sorry, have I got the wrong one?
especially
No, that's right.
that's the right one, especially for because I like monster games, so like games that just I can't fit on my table, but I want to play the big campaign. At least it allows me to play it even in chunks. But I know I don't like like you were saying earlier, Ruff, moving around and everything like that.
Also,
It's a
when you
little
zoom
annoying.
in, it's great. Then when you zoom out to get a bigger picture, I can't see what bloody going on with these
Sure.
lovely old eyes. So yes.
Oh,
Yeah, TTS
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually, it's got the closest thing to the feel. Yep.
Yeah,
And honestly, I think TTS has gotten easier to use in a lot of
oh my god.
so when I played oh yeah, oh, I'm
terrible.
sorry.
There's so many counters in that game.
Yeah. So TTS, a lot of the play testers or the designers, developers are using that because it's easier in some cases than even that. So
yeah, the only problem I've ever had with TTS was Dicegate, playing Thingy Island with Herman.
Oh, Plum Island Horror.
Plum Island Horror, Dicegate, where I couldn't get the dice to work.
oh yeah.
Isn't there? I think it is. Isn't there a setting in TTS where you could flip the table and everything
Yes.
goes
Oh
crazy?
yeah.
It's not a setting, it's a letter, and if you're not careful and you accidentally hit it, you might
Oh,
yeah.
But of course, if you just pushed it again, it goes back to how it was. It's
Yeah.
just a silly thing.
Yeah, so this is something that's interesting to be required to have an app to play the game.
Never because you know, in the future, no matter how distant or how near, that app is going to disappear.
Hey, it's the war game of the year, U-Boat. That's that within a year that thing was not even functioning anymore. They can't even play it anymore.
My opinion, again, I never buy games with an app, built-in app. If it's an app that helps you play the game and you don't really need, like Mentions of Madness or something, you've got all the music going on and somebody reading it out. You don't actually need it if that disappears. But things like U-Boot, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Love you too.
Funny.
But what's interesting is there are some apps that, like, for several of the coin games, they've created apps to be the solitaire bot. So you just do what you do and then you have it do what it does.
And that doesn't need to be updated or kept going. It's just done, isn't it? Because it's going to be the same bot app that does the same things.
Yep.
Yep, I totally agree. Like his category Solon mentioned, optional apps, totally fine with. Required, no thanks.
No,
won't be buying it.
I think that was a thing in the past, but now I think they've gone away from it again. Like that was just like it's like 3D movies. You don't see movies in 3D.
Yeah, it was a fashion thing, wasn't it? It was a thing of the moment. Yeah.
Yep.
So. Yep. I'm glad that little mini era is over.
Yes. That was the best map. It won the best map. It won the best game. Like
that was one of the best things by the company that just flooded all the people that bought it. Said vote for us.
Yeah,
and it was block voting. It was I'm not sure.
Hey, Nate.
Yep.
Hey, Nate.
Been loving your playthroughs of Battle for Normandy. We were talking about that a little bit ago. I'm tempted to get it.
I'm not going to say that the apps are bad for those games. It's just I'm afraid that it kind of limits the game if they want to just stop with that.
They've got to keep monitoring it and tweaking it and all that.
His U-Boat app is still. I think somebody actually got it and is like got the app for U-Boat and is actually keeping it up. Like somebody else had bought the app.
It's a fan thing doing it.
Yeah, I think so.
Terrible.
Well, that's good.
Terrible.
Yeah. It is not being supported by Failing Games, which I think is who made it. I think it was Failing. It's not by the game producer anymore. It's by somebody else that's keeping it up. So yeah. Oh, this is on Steam. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, it was like XCOM. There was a game called XCOM that did the same thing where you had
I
to have
used
the
to
app.
love that game on the computer when it
On the
first came
computer.
out.
I have bought it on Steam. I have all of them. I bought them. all.
Have you got the original one with the crappy
Yes.
graphics? Where it
I
could-
played that to death when I was
I
a kid.
love that. I love that.
Notice I said kid.
Well, I would still play it if it's still available. The original one. I would
It
still
is
play
on
it.
Steam. On Steam, you can get
Is
the
it?
original one on Steam. Yeah.
I love that as a younger man.
Yes.
Just
I
could
was in
never
my
get-
teenagers. I won't say I was a kid, but I was in my
Well,
teens.
no, I wouldn't say I was a teenager,
Yeah.
but it was great doing the research and all that. It was great. And the new ones that came out looked a bit too bit too complicated.
Yeah, the first one and the second. So the first one was on land. The second one was in the ocean. And
Yeah, it is. It is available on Steam, and it's $1.24 right
Oh,
now.
I've got to buy that just. For
oh, we know what Ruff's going to be doing the next week or so. He's going to get
Yeah.
he
No,
can't,
I've
he,
got
can't,
the
he can't video. He's stuck in the chair, so he's going to
I
have.
can't at the moment. I got up to get Mrs.
Oh, yeah.
Thatcher's War, and it killed me.
1993.
I know. What a great game. Oh, I love
I was 4 years old.
1993.
I was
God,
a freshman in high school.
Oh, that's funny.
God, I was quite wasn't a teenager.
Did you play? You played Avalon Hill games in the
Well,
80s.
in the 80s, I was playing more sort of D&D and fantasy games. It's only
Okay.
very late, later on that the war games. Yeah, during the Avalon sort of best years time,
Yeah.
I was
Golden
playing.
era. The golden era.
The golden era of it. I was playing the golden era of D&D and all the other fantasy games that were coming out, getting Ares magazine and White Dwarf magazine when it first came out and all that sort of thing. Went
Okay,
to the
this is a
first
cash grab if
shop.
I've ever seen it.
Interesting.
Oh,
I mean, honestly, the same thing's going to happen in the next few years. The app's going to die, and your deluxe version is going to be just a hunk of plastic.
yeah. Well, well, maybe another fan will take it on. Yeah, I didn't play Warhammer 40k. I played the Warhammer Fantasy version.
Oh,
Never
the
got into the
fantasy
40k.
version, yeah. Yeah.
Never got into the 40k.
Yeah.
I gave my old rule book to my son, but he hasn't taken it up.
Never know.
Commodore 64.
Good grief.
Yeah, no, that XCOM was always good. Yeah, no,
Yeah, that
I
was
know.
good. Could never do it. And it, blip, 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 firing at them. Yeah, it's just great. Yeah, the Hunger Plastic. Yeah.
U-boat is being released.
You can tell it was block voting when it won the best map.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Charlies.
Great map.
After that,
I mean, don't
left
get.
them.
And the funny thing is we're never saying that it's a bad game. It's just not. It's in the wrong category.
Right.
Yeah.
And good for them to get many people to vote, like putting the word
Yeah.
out, like, hey,
Yeah.
like nothing wrong with a company trying to
And
promote
saying
their
it's
game.
not a war game is correct. It's a what do they call it, a management game.
Yeah, it's a resource.
Resource management game
yeah,
with a war theme.
worker.
I've
Yeah.
got no problem with that. I mean, I've got the Norwegian one, whose name I can't remember.
Oh, Halls of Hagra.
Yeah, great game, but again, it's just resource placements and things. But it's great
Yeah.
because of the theme, which you can get into. The poor Norwegians trying to stop this onslaught of the Germans coming towards them. Yeah, so I've got no problems with. Some people have, that they're not war games. No, they've got a war game or they've got a war theme or a historical theme. I've got no problem with that. And U-Boat, I think, was one of those games you had to get a group around the table because everybody one had to be the cook, one had to do this, one had to do that.
Yeah.
but
Like if
yeah.
I were to compare, if I was going to say, pick what submarine game is out there that is a war game, the first thing that pops in my head is either like the Hunters, the Hunted, or Wolfpack.
Don't upset Mike in the chat.
That's what I said. I said Wolfpack. I included it. No,
But there's many.
But it
they're
is.
different games. You're quite right, and I love those games. I've got Beneath the Med.
Mhm.
Sorry, Mike. Beneath the Med It's a great little just chuck the dice. But you've got Silent War, which I know Mike doesn't like. You know, that's another great game. You've got, of course, you've got Wolfpack. And yeah, I mean, I like.
I think we lost Hexy.
Yeah, he's gone now.
I mean, like those games, like particularly like Wolfpack has where you're managing your crew, but the point of that game is that you're sinking ships and you're positioning and you're moving, you're firing. It's not just what your crew is doing necessarily.
Yes, I remember that game. Oh my God, do I remember? I do remember that game.
I don't remember that.
I do. My dad had it. We played it. I played it all the time. Yes.
I need to look at the Avalon Hill submarine. I saw some videos on it.
There's also another game, unfortunately, a solitaire game called Wolfpack. Very old SPI game, I think.
Yes.
Which I'd like to get a copy of because I like submarine games. I like naval games. So
it's a solo game.
Someone has to shuttle on. Only reason you need multiple.
Well, that's what. If you watch my Hunters video, I use that word a lot when we get attacked by aircraft. Alarm! And we have to crash dive. You know, and it's great. They're all great. They're all great if you love submarine games. And you've got Sea Walls, Steel Walls coming out as well. Yes, yeah.
Group.
I need to play. What is it? Silent. What's that one that came out recently? That's huge.
Silent War.
Oh
yeah,
this one.
The Compass game.
War. Yeah, Silent War.
Now, if he's still in the chat, Tim has done about 750 videos on it, and they're a great resource because he was starting to playing it a little bit incorrectly. Then got in cahoots with the designer, and that's a great learning resource if you want to play the game. But it's a long game. He played the whole bloody campaign. He played a campaign.
Wow.
There are campaigns.
Yeah, that's a myself and Steve. That's a fun one by
See, there's plenty of great like war games. It's just U-boat, whatever it was called. It was just not it. It was a resource management with a war theme.
Yeah, resource management game. Nothing wrong with that. If you're into, because the theme takes over, doesn't it? Like Halls of Hegra, the theme takes over.
Captain Sonar.
Was Halls of Hegra? I never got it. Isn't it like the first half is like setting up stuff, and then the second half is the attack part of it?
Yeah, you got different decks that get more horrible.
Oh, of course. I should have remembered. Of course, the new American Civil War.
Inferno Machines. Machines.
Yeah. I wish I'd have got that now, but I thought no. If at PunchCon I'm going to be spending a fortune. God, I hope I don't bring any go. I hope I have a chance to have a very limited supply of things.
Yeah, Mike says that Infernal Machines is cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you're controlled by. You can do what you want to do and try and move things, but then it depends on things outside your control. And I quite like that.
He's like you, bro. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, I have not regretted that decision at all.
It's submarines, and of course, it's Civil War submarines, so they're going to be death traps, aren't they? So
they are death traps. Basically, they're if you can hit your target, it is basically like stealth and sea, where you're just piloting a torpedo. Basically,
yeah.
And basically, you stab the boat with it, and then you back away, and that pulls the trigger. That pulls for it to explode. Yes.
I'm playing Beneath the Med, and if that's your sort of thing, there's a guy on there that's done a ton of sort of editions on Board Game Geek, and there's one thing you can do is do the man torpedo.
Is this the one you're laughing at? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Death.
Now, Mike he said you had to navigate and to calculate. It's more of a simulation, and you did have to calculate your torpedo shot. So, I don't know. I never played it. I just
never played it.
Yeah, but it looks fun. It looked fun.
I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths because of the Charlies and how it was.
Yeah.
I think that's mainly the reason. Doesn't appeal to me. I don't want a big plastic U-boat on my table with things.
See,
No.
I think that's kind of cool. I like just imagine being at a condo and having that big gigantic plastic hunk of
You could
plastic in there. And
it was very difficult to play solo because things were going off all the time.
Yeah.
Unless you, I think there was a way you could slow things down, but then you'd lose the sort of urgency of things going on. Whereas there were a group of you playing, you're all doing different things, trying to keep control of the U-boat and trying to find what you're trying to sink as well.
Well, and I mean,
to be fair, I've not played it.
In the same line as with Ian, if you know you get the game and you end up you don't like it, you have a new bathtub toy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. But you know, and somebody had said this, and like a lot of and it would tell a story. A lot of submarine games tell a story. Like there's you can there's a narrative to it. Oh yeah, Zulu and the Ramparts, great game.
I want to get that when it comes out again.
Yes, when Worthington redoes it, because they seem to be the one redoing that. So either that.
The problem is they're quite expensive, but they're great quality.
Yes, they are. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
What it is. Yeah,
I actually picked up, and I'll be getting it Monday. I actually picked up Leve en Masse. I didn't get that one with and I'm kind of bummed, but when Victory Point Games had it because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't the best quality, but I mean it was okay quality. It wasn't bad.
The pizza box version sort of thing.
Yeah. Which I have most of those States of Siege games that way. I still have, so I ended up buying in Magnificent Style, which isn't the States of Siege, just totally different. But I did buy I have both versions of that. But the Zulu on the Ramparts, I finally got that out, and I loved that. That I agree with you, William. That was a great.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for that. And the other one, the I know it's Muslim based, the Victory Games one. I forget what it's called. But again, another States of Siege game. They'll tell me in the chat if anybody can be bothered.
Newer or older?
Well, gentlemen, we only have a minute and a half.
Oh, blimey. Right.
We're almost at 2-hour mark. Went by fast.
Blimey.
See, now William's got me looking at this stupid Okinawa game.
Don't call it stupid. This one.
Yeah, it's stupid because I want it.
It costs nothing. It costs 20-something quid when I got
Not anymore because you can't buy it in that edition. You can't buy it in the physical edition. You can only buy it print and play. Or it's freaking like $55.
And you did get a nice little cardboard dice tower with it when it came out. But yeah, you make a circle of cards and you have to go round. And
Noble Knight has a copy for $85.
Good God!
The cheapest I see it in the US on BGG is $55.
The only problem with it, now I've opened it, I can't get it back in the box because it's such a small. I couldn't sleeve the cards, which was like a abhorrent thing for me. But yeah, I can't bloody close.
So,
that's right. You guys spring forward tonight, guys. You guys spring forward over there across the pond.
Yes, tonight it's officially at 2 a.m. tonight. The clocks go forward, so we'll catch up with you. So everything will be back. It'll be 9 o'clock.
Eves dropped by.
Hey.
So what is what's coming up with you guys on your channels? We have our next Command Post show next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time or 9 p.m. British time.
Yep.
But what is going on both of your channels? Anything new coming up this week?
I don't know if I'll get anything recorded and put on. I'm probably going to play some more because I really want to play. Like, I want to play the Guerrilla Generation. I want to get it really good before I start filming. Same thing with and the Napoleonic Wars. I want to play a couple more turns. I liked it. I had fun with it, but it's the same as Mrs. Thatcher's War and it's the British trilogy, so the American Revolution one. At the end of the game, at the end of the turn, you have to go through. You roll to find out certain events. Now, some of the events you can't do over again, like you only get it once. The XYZ affair, for instance, once you do it, you can't do it anymore.
Right.
Which makes sense. Whether it's successful or not,
the
you can't do
Vulcan thing. It's like the Vulcan thing in Mrs.
Yeah.
Asher's War, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you can only do that once. Yeah.
So, but no, so I don't know if we're gonna get anything recorded, but I'm gonna continue playing those two for sure. And I'm going to me and Mitch are gonna do the reverse of the scenario where I'll be the British, he'll be the German. So we're gonna reset that scenario up and we're gonna flip.
That's the last 100 yards, yeah.
Yeah, for last 100 yards. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep. So
nice.
Oh, nice one.
Ruff, what's coming up with you?
Well, hopefully carry on recording Beneath the Bed, which is it's dice chucking. Me talking
dice chucking goodness, yes,
yeah, but me talking bad Italian and all that sort of thing. So that it's fun. It's a fun game, like all of them in that series. It's a fun game. Okay, you're going. Well, you picking the Italians. Well, why pick the Germans? You know, there's the American one I've got to play yet. So,
Silent Victory.
So that might be.
I played Silent Victory. I was actually successful in Silent Victory. I completed the whole war in Silent Victory. No, I didn't stink much. I just survived.
Because
the torpedoes were so bad. Like I would hit them and they'd all be duds. Like, it's not like the Germans where it's a 1 or a 2 and then eventually a 1. It's a 1 to 3 dud for like the first year of the war. It's
right.
And you have to do 2. You have to, because of the distance, you have to do 2 months in between tours.
Oh, right. This one I've picked a little U-boat. And it does 1 month things and all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's. I'm playing these games. So as you like you playing solo games that I've got quite a few of. So let's get them and play without any worry about playing it two-handed. Just have fun. Okay, it's not a great crunchy hex and counter game, but I love them. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I love them.
Nice. Well, me, I'm like I said, I'm gonna set up Normandy 44 and just kind of work on that, and I'm sure it's a great game. I love all the other Zachbond games from Mark Simonitz, so I'm sure that will be fun. But
it's honestly probably the best one. I know they said like the Italian ones, but like if you can get somebody that likes Normandy, this is a great way to get them in without too much. It's although Holland 44 is supposed to be a very popular one, and what's the other one? Salerno, because of the small map, is another good one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my thing is it's more of a topic thing. I think you'll get more people with Normandy than you will with the other ones, unless they happen to know about Market Garden.
Yeah.
Or Salerno, which again is an important thing, but it's
right.
You mentioned Normandy, everybody goes, "Oh yeah, right, okay."
Yep.
Don't care to. Yeah, see, we can make them up. Don't insult Mike in the chat there, being Italian.
Well, we appreciate everyone coming out for the show today. It's been a fun, interesting tour through topics throughout the show.
Can I just say before you do your summing up to say goodbye? Sure. Yes, if there's 3 of us streaming live, depending who you're watching, can you smash their like button? And if you're not subscribed to everyone, subscribe, because we need to get the message out there.
That's right.
Yeah, click the old like button. And that would be wonderful. Sorry, Nate, over to you.
Like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon for notifications.
Oh, yes, because YouTube won't if you don't get the ringy bell.
Correct. Yes. But this has been fun. It's been good to just chat with everyone and weave in and out of interesting topics throughout the show. But we will be back next week for another episode of the Command Post. We don't know what the topic will be yet. But you will see a link at some point posted. We try to post as everywhere as we can and for the show, but it should be fun next week. We're looking forward to it, and thank you all for coming out, and we will see you all again next week.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.